ball.
Happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
To win games, you have to win the game.
Gotta go on forever! Take yourself to the fourth quarter. You're deep in the red zone with the seconds winding down. Crunch time. Dial up a dynamite play call and let the cards fall as they may. A touchdown's the only thing that'll suffice. And I have one for you. DraftKings, the sponsor of this video. Their sportsbook is the premier destination for anything football. And all new customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. With this scheme, you may want to get in on a live bet. And DraftKings Sportsbook's got you covered for anything. Any game, any situation, any player. They'll even do it with a same-game parlay for the perfect combination. And if DraftKings isn't available in your state, you can join in with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a chance to win cash prizes. All you need to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code UTREE. That'll allow new customers to bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. DraftKings is a game-winning touchdown. From a goal line rush to a Hail Mary in the dying seconds. But always remember to play responsibly. What you're currently hearing right now is the collective groaning of the entirety of the NFC North. Green Bay merely allowed the rest of those peons to borrow the division. They're gunning to reclaim it yet again. Take last week's script, reuse it. They took another playoff contender at Lambeau and jammed them into a hydraulic press. A performance executed in the style of Pinochet. The commies stuffed, silenced, wrecked, and obliterated. The score does no justice at all. This was domination. Another statement in a long line of them on each front. Offense as crisp as a fall day in Wisconsin. A Jaden Daniels powerhouse brought to heel. I can't even tell if this is regression to mediocrity. The Lambeau leaps are that numerous. Washington was not only defeated, their players were lined up and had their legs amputated until the team was broken. Green Bay isn't just thinking division. They've got Super Bowl potential now. Break the glass and put on your hazmat suit. Packers fans are going to be obnoxiously toxic. And with the way their team's playing, it's completely justified. Last week was a tremendous moral victory wrapped in a bow of heartbreak. New York has momentum and hopes to at least keep it competitive against a juggernaut. How naive you must be to believe that. Real Jets fans know what's coming. The Bills, minus Ed Oliver, role-played as the Brady-era Patriots and bent them over a countertop. MetLife is where everything dies. Especially anything related to New York. Buffalo springboarded the stolen win against the biggest chokers in the league and took it out on the league's red-headed stepchild. New York, welcome to the Justin Fields experience. Flashes of brilliance followed by a game of disasters at every turn, including in the injury department. A QBR of 1.1. Bruised and bloodied, left in a pool of their own misery. And some of that was probably the blood coming from Josh Allen. He barely did anything and the Bills still crushed them. Undisciplined, uncoordinated, unsuccessful on every single third down. Jets, I hope you never change. Seriously, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to write this shit. Offensive wunderkind Ben Johnson returns to face his former master. That's the highlight of his day. At Detroit, he received the punishment usually reserved for runaway slaves or deserting soldiers. Publicly flogged in front of his peers as an example, then locked in the stocks in the town square for days on end. Like all things gridiron in Chicago, any hope or optimism about the season is dead after 2 weeks. Pistol whipped for 60 consecutive minutes. The positive is Roma Dunze. I'm not joking, that's it. Everything else coming out of Chicago is fucking putrid. I've smelled shit more pleasant than what's seeping out of the Bears. A rotting carcass continually beaten like the dead horse it is. It's an NFC North rivalry game and Dan Campbell's on the other side. Of course he's gonna make a statement after that dud in Green Bay. The Motor City got back on the gas and ran over Bears for sport. 500 yards of offense. I'd say this calls for extending Ryan Poles yet again. An impeccable 4-22 on the fucking road with no end in sight. If they can't do shit against the Cowboys or Raiders, you may as well become a vassal state for Wisconsin. So much history being made in one game. A glorious return of the Ravens' old website and midfield logo for their 30th anniversary game. Of course it's against Cleveland. It had to be, you know that. Art Modell loves pissing on the grave of the Browns. And in tribute to him scurrying the team away on that fateful day, the Ravens pummeled the ever-loving daylights out of this poverty franchise to the brink of death. Shit, they were so confident in it, they barely used Derrick Henry of the rushing attack. Baltimore didn't even need to. The elite Joe Flacco's return to the promised land was for naught. The Ravens don't have a Jair Alexander to pick on today, so it's long over. Come the second half, it became a massacre. Destruction of everything Cleveland pretends to hold dear as Baltimore bullies the mentally challenged kid of the league. Wow, Ravens, we're so impressed that you didn't choke against them. Maybe it's in revenge for Shador getting a massive ego at draft time or something. The debut of Cam Ward in his home stadium. It should be a special time for everyone in attendance. The future of the franchise holding serve as a true test shows up at his door. The Rams aren't slouches, and the Titans' defense is surprisingly standing firm. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of impressed they're able to keep up. As bad as everything is right now, there's things to look forward to in the next few years. And it starts with their shiny first overall pick, even if he has to do it all himself.
Ward, looking. Looping out of trouble. Trying to set up receivers. He's going to throw against his body to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Spectacular. Io-Manor.
Now that's a talent you can build a team around. Imagine if Cam Ward had a real O-line, real skilled players, and real coaching around him. You can dream as the Rams snap out of it and run away with the game in the second half. Did I mention that the Titans suck at everything else yet? Cam Ward died on repeat and the Tennessee defense broke after relentless assault. When LA gets 439 yards of offense and passes the ball at will, that confirms everything. I won't lie, got a little bit scary at first. But Brian Callahan ran out of quarters to put in the competent coaching machine a long time ago. So what did we learn? Well, Cam Ward could be very damn good, but we won't find out until he's free from the anchors he has to drag along. Come back in a year or two and check from there. Maybe the Rams can save him when Stafford calls it quits. Find ways to win games despite the odds. That smells like a tough outcome playoff time to me. A game of almighty self-destruction. Which team's gonna fuck up more? The one with the high-end talent or the one serving up McDonald's? Let's go over the damage report. Possibly literally for the Steeler defense. Seattle spent the entirety of the first half imploding in typical Pittsburgh bullshit. McDonald serving up interceptions with ease, missed kicks by a typically reliable Jason Myers, and why the hell are you passing it on a 4th and 1 at the Steeler 30? And you deserve to have that shit happen to you if you call that play. Steelers somehow have the lead at half, but it's a false one. Seattle makes sure of that by crushing whatever this defense is now to tie the game. How to epitomize this game than with one sequence. Jalen Warren has a run rivaling the Beastquake. The bullshit's becoming real again. Nearing the goal line and a parade about to begin as Calvin Austin jumps in front of a pass deflecting into the hands of a Seahawk in the end zone. Fucking lovely. Well, this can't get worse, right?
Tight ball games. Bad bounce goes through the hands of Caleb Johnson. He may have touched that ball. That would be a live ball.
How the fuck is Caleb Johnson returning kicks? Why is he not even trying to go back for the fucking ball? This is shit they teach you in Pop Warner. Really, what the hell are we doing here? This guy was a 3rd-round pick. His talent's gone missing like this defense has. The most expensive unit in football, and they're getting gashed by the Seahawks? Perfect. Sam Darnold's slinging it like it was November of last year. K9's a damn good back, but like this? Almost 400 yards and 30 points surrendered in 2 straight games? Fans want Terrell Austin Can, but he's a placebo. This is Tomlin's baby, it always has been. Seattle should have honestly won by a lot more, it was that bad of a showing. Well, Seahawks, at least you made the steel curtain eat shit and you're back in the divisional hunt. As middling as your division may be, just take this win and gain some momentum. Did I say that this is the year the 49ers managed to retake the NFC West? The gods ramped up the difficulty to European extreme. Even with all their injuries and chaos, there's even more added to it with Brock Purdy out for weeks. Well, there goes the offensive general. Time to power up the Mac. Shanahan allegedly wanted Mac Jones back in the 2021 draft, and he was able to get him for free at a scrapyard. These are 2 teams whose best days are behind them. Both are so deep in denial about it that they're in Egypt. Mummified in tombs as well. But the good news is that Mac Jones and Spencer Rattler are having quality games. An asterisk since both defenses are wrecked as shit, but still makes for interesting football. It's more damning for both teams' futures. But we do get a neck-and-neck contest with San Francisco clinging on to a 5-point lead. Mac's playing a game he hasn't had since his rookie season. And the Rattler Snake's keeping up, but it's uncomfortable. Neither team can get traction in the 4th. But we're experiencing deja vu. The Saints have the ball on the final drive with a chance to win. What the hell do you think happened?
4th and 2. Pressure coming. Ball is out. Loose on the turf. Diving for it is Ruiz, but it will not matter.
Oh, and the Saints go marching in on the final drive. Everything straight up goes to shit. At least you're keeping things competitive. It's a lot more than I was expecting out of you, asswipes. Although against an injury-riddled Niners team starring Mac Jones, that's not a good thing. Niners, you got lucky with your opponent. The NFC West has tank division potential this year. It's that underwhelming. The panic setting into the Miami locker room has reached a fever pitch. It's gotten so bad that there was a players-only meeting on their off day. It's week 2. Considering how absolutely atrocious their defense has become, I'm not sure that meeting did anything besides wear out some vocal cords. I can't even sugarcoat it. It'd break apart like the health of most of their defenders. Or the structural integrity of the unit in general. McDaniel's offense is humming like the Brady days, yet that alone isn't painful enough. There has to be that glimmer of hope for Miami. Tua slinging the rock like he did in his heyday, serving up touchdowns to anyone within distance. Well, he's even chucking deep balls to Tyreek in glorious fashion. Well, as far as he can throw them anyway. Yet for all things good, the Patriots defense holds firm and forces them to field goals. And then the Dolphins defense happens yet again. Repeatedly. At any given opportunity. Oh, wonderful frustrations abound for an eternally cursed franchise. They sold their souls for those 70s rings. I know of such pain. Then the hope comes back! With a punt return touchdown of all things. It looks like Miami isn't dead on the surface, but necrosis spreads fast. It primarily happens after kickoff return TDs to give the Pats a lead they wouldn't relinquish. Only finger pointing will suffice in this hell. And you gotta start with the southpaw under center. I love me some Tua, but this is pathetic. My man, you're getting paid about $55 million a year and the Tua turned the ball over alter ego still coming out? That 4th quarter pick was abhorrent. I hate to say it, he might not be the same player anymore due to the constant injuries. Devon Achane's the only thing saving jobs at this point. And even then, he can't do it all. Look, when you can't beat the Patriots in a stadium that's their literal kryptonite in the middle of the Miami summer, it's DEFCON 0. I cringe to think who their next opponent will be. People are literally going to die. Mike McDaniel, please give us something to offer hope.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game. Honestly, and that is how you lose the game.
This man's simply waiting to collect unemployment checks. He's lost the fucking plot. Get the body bags ready for Thursday. Mainly for Mike. No game epitomized peak Jaguars and peak Bengals like the game we saw at Paycor. Two teams with glaring flaws locking horns as to who will start the year 2-0. Yeah, I'm as stunned as you are. The first quarter simply standard stuff, Jacksonville and Cincy trading offensive blows at every angle. But that's not exciting enough. The gods demand a twist worthy of Shyamalan. What happens if we take out Joe Burrow again? The Bengals don't deserve such talent, they were gonna waste him anyway. Who they really deserve is backup QB legend of 2023, Jake Browning. And he'll give Cincy his best famous Jameis impression. Dead serious on that. This was a contest that was dominated by Duval for the entirety of the first half. It should be a complete blowout with no chance of recovery, but the Jags keep choking chances away. Dropped passes, terrible picks from T-Law, and overall pissing the bed whenever opportunity arises. What this becomes is a back-and-forth contest that's somehow fun for everyone besides the fans of the two teams play. Endless frustration on every front imaginable. Set the landmines, but forget to step out of the way and blow up their legs. This includes Jake Browning with another brutal interception. Yes, he had 3 of them in this game. And now Jacksonville's in the red zone for the kill. Momentum on their side, the Jags do Jag things. Liam Cohen's obviously a big fan of Trevor's play, but he's got a special role near the goal line. They go for it on a 4th and 5 up by 3. You can't spell analytics without anal. If you fail, that's where you're getting fucked. It's not even the play call. How the fuck does Brian Thomas drop that pass? He's wide open in the middle of the goddamn field. Seriously, it goes through his fucking hands. So does he have a wrist injury or are they just covering his ass? Duval's game in a nutshell. The Bengals took this opportunity and snuck through the back door. A comeback drive against a team living in their fears. As gutless as Brian Thomas Jr. running a route in between the hashes. Or it might be the endless penalties taken by the Jags. Zach Taylor escapes his own incompetence yet again. Wonderful. Who the fuck did Jacksonville lose this game? They should have won by 20. God, how the hell do you have a more embarrassing performance than the Steelers had? I'm not even gonna pretend that Cincy has any hope either. A Pyrrhic victory in every sense of the word. The Bengals season relied on Joe Burrow carrying the franchise. His injury worst-case scenario might have happened. The turf toe features grade 3 ligament tears. Burrow's undergoing surgery and will be out for months. From Victory Monday to Gwyn Lord of Cinder playing on repeat throughout Southwest Ohio. Jake Browning will do his best, but with this defense, it's 3-week-old Skyline Chili. Finito.
You, my friend, are FUKT fucked.
So, this ended up being a shootout for the ages. An offensive fireworks show with the Giants. I know Deron Land's out with injury, but it's almost as if Mike Zimmer's still calling this damn defense or something. At least with Dallas, we can say that Dak Prescott knows how to sling the rock, but with New York? What the hell am I even witnessing? Competence? This honestly feels illegal, and incredibly damning for Dallas. Real teams don't let the Giants compete with them. And what we have as a result is a fierce fight to the death, even in this early affair. Things were intense to start, but then came the witching hour. Gods have demanded chaos between these foes. Let the festivities truly begin. 6 lead changes in the fourth quarter. An old-school Big 12 game on full display. Holy fucking shit, Russell Wilson's having a game we haven't seen in this goddamn decade. That moonball is still as majestic as ever. Sure, the defense can't stop a thimble, but this has become a match that even God stops to watch. 26 combined penalties for 266 yards. Almost 1,000 yards of total offense for both teams. 450 yards of passing for past prime Russ. We're doing the high knees now, baby! Now all the Giants have to do is be able to stop the Cowboys in any sense of the word, and the game is theirs. We'll all heartily laugh at Dallas's, who am I kidding? Shane Bowen calls nothing but prevent defenses, and them boys get into field goal range. Who cares if it's a 64-yard field goal? Brendan Aubrey's a robot.
Aubrey, does he have enough? On the way, it is!
We could have had it all. Unfortunately, we must suffice with overtime. And now we get the potential for glorious super tie as both teams can't gain traction with the football. Dallas had 2 chances on offense and they're still unable to do much of anything. Russ, this is your chance to prove the haters wrong. Sling the ball with incredible might and throw the most beautiful arm punt I've ever seen. No! Russ! Why? Why the fuck did you sell the game at the last moment? He was having a game of legend and he tries to hero ball it yet again. Oh, Russ, this is the kind of shit that had Pittsburgh let you go. Oh god, now we have to deal with Shane Bowen's play calling as Dallas gets to field goal range. Fuck you, Giants, you worthless sacks of shit. Fuck you!
Aubrey got it into overtime and now wins it. What a ball game! Cowboys in OT!
Dallas should have lost this game 12 times over. I'd be deeply concerned about giving up that much to the fucking G-Men offense, but they escaped because they're facing the Giants. This calls for a celebration from Jerry. A rich extension for Tyler Smith and the arrival of Jadeveon Clowney. Really, Jadeveon Clowney? Whatever you say, Jerry boy. You'd think the Giants would be content with a horrifyingly brutal loss to a division rival, but they wanted something special in their trophy case this week. Meet James Hudson III. Backup offensive lineman thrust into duty as their blindside blocker due to an injury to Andrew Thomas. Again. In his first drive against Dallas, he would prove to the world that he had game-changing talents. For the worse. It begins with a 10-yard run by notorious lunch bell carrier Cam Scattaboo. Undone by a personal foul on Hudson. Like, this isn't even ticky-tacky. He fucking slapped the edge rusher's helmet to block him. I think that might be illegal. And what's also illegal is a false start penalty. 2 plays later. Yet in spite of this handicap, Hudson really gets to work. After this dynamite pass by Russ to get them near the goal line, James makes noise with another personal foul penalty. Seriously, man, he's just dogpiling into the guy when he's defenseless. How the fuck did you learn how to block? A penitentiary? But there's still a chance to... There's another false start on Hudson. 4 penalties on 1 drive. A record in the NFL. 2 of them personal fouls. The dude single-handedly ruined a potential touchdown. And quite possibly cost them the game in the end. He was predictably benched. And responded to this news by bitching up a storm on the sidelines. Sure, James, blame everyone else for your own fuck-ups. You're lucky you weren't cut at halftime. And you're certainly lucky, as you've more than earned Locale the win. For an offensive lineman to win this, it's incredibly impressive. Seriously, he beat out Caleb Johnson for the honor this week. That shit was a gold mine all its own. You know what, fuck it, he gets Locale of the week too. Forgive me, Tree Archer, I didn't know how bad a returner could be. Grudge match Kansas City's been waiting for since February. Philly will truly learn who the zebras and football gods favor in this almighty battle. It's the Eagles. In a defensive grind, the only solution is a test of strength and willpower. Philadelphia significantly more of it, so they ended up taking advantage. It was plotting and methodical. Patrick Mahomes tried everything and anything to will this franchise to a win. It's become a one-man show for the Chiefs. Kind of like a new game plus mode where you add limitations just to challenge yourself. Guess what? It didn't work. The Eagles are too strong and his teammates ruined everything. At this point, I might be calling my laundry Travis Kelce. When it's said, I know my clothes are washed. He literally gave the game away with that bobbled red zone pick. Speaking of clothing, a free 4 shirt during warm-ups? With the shit Rasheed pulled? My brother in Christ, between this and the sideline outbursts, how tone-deaf can you be? It might be time for you to just focus on the podcast and future marriage with T-Swizzle. The only things served in KC tonight are this and tush pushes for days on end. You'd think they'd call blatant false starts on them, but that might be too obvious for the naked eye. Ugly football, still football, baby. And Philly fought fire with fire to win. Well, Chiefs, at least it wasn't as humiliating as the Super Bowl was. To an extent. God, please let them lose to the Giants next week. I'll laugh so fucking hard. So take last week's shit show and repeat that for Carolina. Good lord, this team is fucking bad. Price is lost in the wilderness, the defense can't stop a thimble, and the coaching staff has no answers for any of it. A thorough ass-kicking in every sense of the word. We wonder if Price needs to be taken out back. We wonder if Arizona's finally taking that next step into becoming a playoff contender. We ask if Kyler Murray finally stops being an eternal cock tease. In the end, it's an absolute blowout and total morale deflator for anyone associated with Carolina. Say what you will about the Panthers' touchdown drive, this is slaughter. It's 27-9 at the start of the fourth. Surely the Cardinals aren't going to royally choke this sizable lead to a team circling the trains of futility, right, boys? Cardinals, please don't do this now of all times. Sure, give up another touchdown to be up by 1 score. Nobody recovers onside kicks these days.
Looking for some English play. Touch the Cardinals player, and the Panthers have it.
Oh, Christ, Cards, what are you doing? It's a potential comeback for the ages because Arizona can't finish games. A perfect time for ref ball to take center stage. Seriously, this officiating's a fucking joke. Nothing but penalty after penalty after penalty. Most of them of the questionable variety for both sides. How the fuck is this intentional grounding? Bryce got hit on the damn play! Do the Shield just want this game to end or something? Even as fate tries to hand victory to Carolina, they piss it away in an intentionally grounded win. So much for the Panthers taking that next step with demoralizing losses like this. But seriously, Cardinals, how the fuck did you almost blow this? A low-key game of the week candidate with a lot at stake for both teams. The Colts looking for legitimacy and momentum. The Broncos looking to get back on the offensive saddle. It will be a fight, one worthy of the football pantheon. As Denver looks sturdy offensively, we ask ourselves an honest question. Is Daniel Jones good? Is Steve Gettleman a soothsayer that foretold the rise of the Chosen One? Did he merely mess up the team that he'd succeed with? Indiana Jones going toe-to-toe against one of the best defenses in the NFL. Danny Derps transforming into Danny Dimes. Is this merely a Mike motherfucking White burst or something legit? Back and forth the game goes. Leads changing hands as often as a game of hot potato. But the game slowly quiets down to an eerie simmer. Denver's holding on to a very precarious lead. As the third quarter becomes the fourth, Indy tries to charge, but the Bronco defense manages to hold firm. They force a turnover on downs. Opportunity grasped. All Denver has to do is not fuck up and the game is theirs. And then Mo Bix happens. And the defense bends to the point of Indy kicking a field goal to make it a 2-point game. But hey, the Broncos are burning clock with Knicks driving them to field goal range.
This hand was written 60, 63, 61. This is 42.
Oh Lord, here we go. Can't stop Jonathan Taylor from chipping away yardage when it matters, you don't deserve success. But it's a 60-yard prayer for the Colts. This isn't going anywhere.
And the kick is no good! Denver's gonna win! Denver's gonna win! Oh, is there a penalty down in the middle of the field?
Are you shitting me, boys? Leverage? Fucking leverage? You had the game won! For fuck's sake, Broncos, are you trying to get burned another aneurysm? Indy's won the game. I can't believe it. Indy won the game thanks to the Broncos choking, potential ref ball, and an annoying earworm of a theme song. Oh lord, the Colts may be good. Jim's blessed them from the afterlife. God help us all. When an NFL player loses his skill, it's a sad day for all involved. But when a kicker loses his ability to kick accurately, it's a death sentence. Over the last year or so, Younghoe Koo went from automatic to a near-automatic miss. Last week's gaffe was the final straw, and Atlanta has no choice at this point. He's been benched for the foreseeable future. If you're asking why the Falcons didn't just cut him outright, this is why. So for those keeping score, Atlanta now has 2 albatross contracts stashed on the roster. If this year goes to shit, Terry Fontenot will be diluted into bottles of Coca-Cola. John Parker Romo, you better make kicks or else this team is fucked. I have a serious question to ask. J.J. McCarthy had a solid fourth quarter against the Bears, but to be declared NFC Offensive Player of the Week? Should have gone to Michael Penix, and we know it. Vikings fans were beating their chests, talking shit all week, pumped up about a great season, and their team goes out and gives them this dud. It's fucking hilarious. And very on brand for Minnesota. Death by irony. Not only losing to a barrage of field goals, but field goals made by a kicker that the Vikings once employed. 5 of them for John Parker Romo. Too bad for them that Younghoe Koo wasn't in. He'd have missed at least 3 of these. Yet it pales to how dire things look when they control possession. This is your elite offense. J.J. McCarthy's the player of the week, you say? Dude was harried and rushed all game long. He couldn't get comfortable and it showed in every throw he made. All 6 sacks behind that bad O-line. Every turnover surrendered in and out of his control. Minnesota turned Atlanta's D into the goddamn 77 Falcons. Amazing what happens when you don't play the fucking Bears. You're mortal. Incredible stuff. This was the game Atlanta needed. A statement that wasn't the prettiest to look at, but suffocating enough to offer promise for a better tomorrow. Punishing on the ground to cruise to an easy win. Of course it ends on a muffed punt by the Vikings. It was Murphy's Law of the game. What can go wrong will. McCarthy ends up sacked for an 8-yard loss every time. And will now be out for next week's game. Get ready to learn Carson Wentz in 2025, Minnesota. What an eternally aggravating game to watch. I mean this in every damn way you can think of. The Houston Texans are the equivalent of Rain Man. Savant in one specific thing, but totally inept in everything else. The special skill is defense, especially edge rushing. An absolute terror for the Bucs offensive line. Even worse since it's one dealing with injuries to Wirfs and Gedeke. This alone should make the Texans easy winners, but then the predictable pitfalls happen yet again. After 2 games, we can make the most obvious statement in the world. The Texans still have no offensive line. I can't even exaggerate that. It's so offensive the SPLC's calling it a hate group. You'd be better off putting sandbags in front of CJ Stroud most plays. Speaking of Stroud, what the fuck happened to him? Remember how good he looked as a rookie? Did we crown him too early? Like Icarus's throws soar way too high. Nothing epitomized their ineptitude than their push to the goal line in the fourth quarter. Down to Tampa Bay's 1-yard line on 3rd and 4th down. And you're going out of shotgun? Houston overshot their reach like Stroud did these passes. Now this would be a massacre. If not for the Bucs special teams. Oh, they're special, alright. Chase McLaughlin went back to being trash and nobody apparently blocks on punts these days. Baker Mayfield was supposed to be hurt, but someone on Twitter was talking shit, so he was instantly rejuvenated and played on with spirit and spite. Doesn't really do much for the Bucs offense against this stout D, but they still hold a slim lead. Thank you, CJ Stroud and Texans O-line for everything you do. And then the dam finally breaks. Not just a punt return, but Big Chubb's comeback for us all.
Chubb's got 18. Add to it, Nick Chubb. Touchdown Texans. They're on top.
He might have wanted to dive at the 1 on that play. Normally a good idea to score on this touchdown. Not with this line and not with this offense. It's absolutely a manageable game. The lead's only 5. Of course now, of all the goddamn times the Texans' elite defense runs out of gas, a hobbled Baker Mayfield will cook, and he'll show no mercy to those in front of him. I told you he's fueled by spite. Mayfield will silence every hater he has once again, all the way to the end zone.
Hot in motion, they are going to run it. And no signal yet. Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Honestly, if Tampa Bay knew how to play special teams, this wouldn't have even been close. Then again, it still doesn't matter. Baker Mayfield will fix all the ills that a Todd Bowles-led team features. God, Houston is so damn frustrating to watch. This is the kind of shit that'll knock them out in January. Always will be. Keep turning Stroud into David Carr 2.0, I dare you. Las Vegas might be even more sick than Chris Fowler was. A hotbed of sin and excess where souls are put in a grinder and turned into puree. It's also known as Pete Carroll's mouth. Or it could be Geno Smith. Raider fans, Geno has these kind of games where he suddenly forgets how to throw a football and reverts to Jets form. It's kind of why the Seahawks traded him. I'd go further, but Mina Kimes would jump me with a crowbar from behind, so I'll stop. I'll let Brady go in the coaching booth as often as he wants. It sure as shit ain't working for the Raiders. Maybe the reward's in liquid LA's first-round pick. No, not a Marion Hampton. Hens for Quentin Johnston. Truly miracles can happen, but the real miracles are to come. In the second half, Harbaugh Ball succeeds in crushing their opponent all the way to the goal line. But the silver and black force them to settle for a field goal. Down by 14, this is the time to strike. The genius of Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly will be shown to the world in 4K. Tactics that make sons so quiver in fear. His offense will slowly march down the field. One step at a time, the Raiders will take every inch given to them. Quite literally, chewing up clock like a wad of gum, plays unfolding like ornate origami. Over 11 minutes epically burned for true salvation. A field goal. So instead of 2 touchdowns to take the lead, they will only need 2 touchdowns. Every point counts, just ask Geno Smith. On second thought, don't. He should have broken more whiteboards during the week. I think all of Seattle's celebrating by proxy. Chargers, congratulations, you somehow didn't choke again? This feels really weird. It's so off-brand for this franchise. I thought that Justin Herbert paint image would have gotten some work by now. Okay, what the hell's the catch for them? Severe injury for Khalil Mack. Yeah, that honestly tracks.
Bring out Jennings!
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Thanks very much. That's all. See you on Thursday. Right.
4th down, a little more than 2. Fannon's off to the right. Flacco out of the gun, looking to throw. Throws to the right. It's up for grabs, and it's caught. It was deflected. It was deflected by Humphrey and caught for a touchdown by Cedric Tillman.